Hey, how's it going, gamers? My name's Oscar Mikey and welcome back to another bunker update video. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour around the bunker and we're going to take a look at all the traders and compare their offerings so we can see what kind of juicy gear we can get. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the barman. We got a lot of information to cover and not much time to do it, so this is going to be a little bit more of an overview. The barman has some generic like food items that you can bring on your raids to keep you topped up. He's got a couple of keys and some other generic things like quest related things. The CCTV camera is quest related if you need another one of those. These keys are for the lab. You can get a lot of loot with these keys. In terms of backpacks and armor, the brown armors are actually pretty good. They lean a little bit more towards radiation protection. The police armor is not great. I don't recommend using that armor. This one's really good for radiation protection, and the class 5 armor is actually really good for combat. The backpacks though, these two are actually pretty good. They give you a buff to your movement speed and ergonomics, and they carry, they can help you carry a little bit, 10 kilos and 12 kilos. This one's generic, it's just 11 kilos, doesn't give you any buffs or debuffs. This one carries 18 kilograms, but it does give you some debuffs. And this one's actually one of my favorites, 15 kilograms, and it gives you a pretty healthy movement speed and ergonomics boost. You can get a lot of different ammo types from the barman. They're all pretty much either like mid-tier rifle rounds, except for this. You can get like armor-piercing 545 or like armor-piercing pistol rounds. The pistols and submachine guns you can buy from this guy are basically generic weapons that you can mostly find out in raid. The shotguns are not very good. They're double barrels. They do a decent amount of damage, but they're only 2 shots at a time. The rifles are actually decent. These are 545 rifles, and they do a pretty good job of taking down like mid-tier bandits, and you can even go after like a couple of bosses with these things. Like Lazar with 545 BT, that's totally doable. There's only one sniper rifle and one DMR. They're pretty decent. The Nozen is a decent, beginner sniper rifle, and the MKM is a decent, like higher damage semi-automatic rifle that you can use. But that's about all you can buy from the barman. Let's go over and check out what the doctor has. So here's the doctor, and they are going to have mostly support items, medical items, obviously. These are all the meds you can buy. You can get the improvised med kits and stuff, bandages, anti-radiation pills, but the stims are the really important ones you want to be looking at. You can get anti-bleed stims, stamina boosters, health boosters, max HP booster. You can get a maximum carry weight stim. I really like the pink ones, actually. These increase your maximum carry weight. These are really, really nice, actually, but they are expensive, so keep an eye on that. You can get weapon and armor repair kits. That's what these toolbox-looking things are, and you can get some quest-related things, GPS markers, scientific analyzers, and repair kits. These are for specific quests in the game. The only 2 backpacks that I would take are the EXE backpack and the TQ001 backpack. They offer pretty good carry capacity, and they give you buffs to your movement speed and ergonomics too. This one does not. It carries a lot of weight, but gives you some debuffs. And if you're looking for a lot of radiation protection, this is where you want to go. These Fuchs suits and the Siva suit are actually really good for radiation protection. Like, look at these stats. The Fuchs 0 gives you 100 radiation and 40 anomaly. The Fuchs 1 gives you 175 radiation and 65 anomaly. The Fuchs 2 gives you 250 radiation and 90 anomaly. And the Siva suit gives you 250 radiation and 95 anomaly. And this one's actually pretty good for combat too. This is class 5. This one's class 3, this one's class 2, and this one's class 1. And that's everything you can get from the doctor. Let's go check out the Green Army. This is the Green Army trader up here. He's way up in the top left corner. They actually have a lot of stuff you can trade. They've got a couple of quest-related items, a bundle of dynamite, and some GPS markers up here. And then they've got some night vision, a backpack, and a few armors. I'm just going to gloss over the armors really quick because I covered those in the previous bunker update video. The night vision will obviously help you see at night, and it comes in 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. They all cover the same area on screen, like a visible area. They illuminate the same area. They just have different levels of graininess. So like the level 1 is going to be the most grainy, level 2 is going to be like medium grainy, a little bit cleaner, and then the level 3 is going to be very clean. There's going to be a lot less grain. You're going to be able to see a lot clearer with this. This backpack is okay. It's 19 kilograms, gives you a movement speed buff, and hits your ergonomic speed by a little bit. You can get a lot of the same rounds you can get from the barman, but you can get the 9x39 and the 12.7x55 rounds, which are exclusive to the Green Army. These are really good, like high-performance bullets. And then we have a selection of grenades here and landmines if you want to use those. They have a few pistols to choose from. This one does a lot of damage. This one is fully automatic. This one's a lot of fun, actually. I like using this from time to time. And this one's kind of like a just generic starter pistol, the Kokorev. There's 2 versions of the BB-19 Moose. There's a 9x19 version and a 9x18 version. And we have the F90, which is a pretty good submachine gun with a 50-round magazine. You can get 2 shotguns from the Green Army. This one's kind of generic, but the Boulder can be upgraded pretty heavily, and you can actually upgrade the magazine to a 12-round capacity. There's only 2 rifles here that I don't really recommend using. It's the EC-101 and the APAR. This thing is semi-automatic only and it's 5.56, and the EC101 is 5.56 as well. For the lower tier guns, I usually prefer to go 5.45 or 7.62 by 39 because they're easier to get. In the early game, you can find them a little bit more commonly out in the wasteland. And then we have the Gruzas. This comes in 2 flavors, 7.62 by 39 version and the 9 by 39 version. Green Army sells 1 sniper rifle and a bunch of DMRs. The sniper rifle's pretty good. The VS98 is actually a pretty darn good sniper rifle, and you can upgrade the magazine size, which is great. I'm not a big fan of the MKM personally, but it is objectively a decent gun. And these guns down here, these all use the 7.62 by 54R round, and they're all pretty decent. And then in the last 4 tabs, you have a bunch of attachments for all those guns that we just looked at, plus you can use them for some other guns too if you want. And that's about it for the Green Army. Let's go check out the Crimson Corporation and see what they have to offer. Okay, this is the Crimson Corporation. It's this little guy hiding behind this desk. They've got the night vision that we already covered, and they have their own backpack, the military high-capacity backpack, which does 37 kilograms of carry capacity, and it gives you a little bit of a hit to your movement speed and ergonomics. They don't have a very wide selection of ammos, but they have 2 bullets in particular that you would really need in the late game. They have M995 5.56 by 45, and 7.62 by 51 M61. These are very high armor penetration rounds, and these are the ones that you want when you're going up against bosses. These are really, really effective. They've also got their own pistols and submachine guns. They have the Vlok 17 and the MB5, which are both 9mm, and they're okay. And then they have the Vriz Sector, which comes in 2 flavors. It comes in 9x19 and 45. The stats between them are exactly the same except for the damage. The 45 one does more damage, and the rate of fire on this thing is 1,200 rounds per minute. This thing is absolutely insane. We have a couple of shotguns here, the Staz 12 and the CC 12. This is the more interesting one. You can get a big drum magazine for this thing. It does 50 damage, and it's actually really good for clearing out like large amounts of ghouls if you run into an infestation, or even just mowing down a big. You put some buckshot in this thing and you'll be doing a lot of damage. We got a few assault rifles here. These are the 2 that I use most commonly. These 2 down here are not as good. They're just kind of okay assault rifles. These ones shoot a lot faster. This one is 720 rounds a minute. This is the N401, and the FNAZ shoots at 900 rounds per minute. This is the meta. This is like the late game meta, and you can get a big magazine on this one too, so I highly recommend this gun. All the sniper rifles and DMRs are 7.62 by 51, which is a good round, so you're not losing out on power. The modern Marauder 700 is the best sniper rifle that you can get, really. It does 65 damage, and you can get an upgraded magazine for it too, which is really, really great. Besides that, it's kind of a toss-up between the rest, which ones you want to use. Like, these 2 are fine. The EDL and the regular Marauder are just fine sniper rifles. This is an okay DMR, the N10. The RS-25 is a little bit better than the N10, like its base stats, and you can mod it out pretty heavily. But this gun at the bottom, the Scop H, this is a meta gun right here. If you want to go in and kill some bosses, this is the one you need to get. You can mod it out really heavily. It uses that big 7.62 by 51 round. And then moving on to the attachments here in the bottom 4 tabs, a lot of these are specific to the guns that we just covered, but there's a little bit of overlap too. Like this attachment here, this stock can be used on a lot of different guns, including some EC guns. But then we have some like Crimson Corporation specific attachments, like the Scop long barrel, the N401 long barrel, and the G76 long barrel. And that's pretty much everything for the traders in the bunker, guys. That's everything they have to offer you. That's everything you can buy. That isn't all the equipment in the game though. You can find some unique stuff out in the wasteland. You can kill some NPCs for some better armor and some better guns, like the stuff that I'm wearing right now. This gun is only found in Raid. You can't buy it. The same with the well, the armor you get from a special trader. I'm not going to tell you who. I'm not going to spoil that for you. You got to play the game through. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. My name's Oscar Mikey. I'm a content creator. I'm a YouTuber and streamer. Make sure to check out my channel for lots of ZERO Sievert content. I'm always making new ZERO Sievert content. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any bunker update videos, and make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And thank you again for watching, guys. I really, really do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you in the next bunker update video.